Welcome to HFY Vault channel. Real stories, real feelings. If you feel something today, stay with us.
She was about to freeze on Christmas Eve, then a rancher offered her more than shelter. Snowflakes danced wildly in the cold night air. The wind howled through the narrow streets, carrying with it the bitter bite of winter. Emma pulled her coat tighter around her thin frame, shivering as her boots sank into the thickening snow. She had been walking for hours, hoping to find a place to rest, but every door she passed was locked, every home silent. Christmas Eve was supposed to be a night of warmth and joy, yet for her, it felt endless and lonely. Emma's stomach growled. She had not eaten since morning. Her fingers were numb, her lips blue, and her eyelids heavy. She stumbled forward, unsure if she could take another step. Every streetlight seemed distant, every shadow menacing. She whispered to herself, trying to push away the fear. Just a little further, please, just a little further. Her eyes caught a faint light in the distance, flickering warmly against the dark night. A small ranch house, standing alone on the outskirts of town. Smoke rose from its chimney, and the golden glow from inside promised safety, warmth, and perhaps, hope. Emma's heart pounded as she made her way toward it. But doubt lingered. What if the people inside didn't want to help? What if they turned her away into the freezing night? She reached the door, her knuckles white as she knocked. The sound echoed in the quiet night. A few moments passed, long, endless moments, and then, the door creaked open. A tall man with broad shoulders and a kind face appeared. His eyes widened slightly when he saw her, shivering in the snow. He took a step forward, his voice calm but strong. "Are you all right? You look frozen." Emma could barely speak. I don't have anywhere to go," she whispered, teeth chattering. The man studied her for a moment, then smiled softly. "Come in. Quickly. You'll freeze out here." She stepped inside, and the warmth hit her like a wave. The rancher, whose name she would soon learn was Luke, offered her a thick blanket and a cup of hot cocoa. Emma's hands trembled as she clutched it, grateful for the smallest warmth. Luke watched her quietly for a moment, his eyes thoughtful. He was a man used to hard work, long days on the ranch, and quiet nights alone. He wasn't used to company, and certainly not someone as fragile and scared as Emma. But something about her struck him, something that made him want to help. "You can stay here tonight," he said. "The storm is bad, and the roads will only get worse. You shouldn't be out there." Emma nodded, unable to find words. The fire crackled, casting dancing shadows on the walls, and for the first time all night, she felt safe. But the night was far from over. As she settled near the fire, she heard a low sound, a scratching, almost like someone trying to get in. Emma froze, her heart racing. Luke noticed immediately. "Stay here," he said firmly, grabbing a lantern and moving toward the door. Minutes later, he returned, shaking his head. "It's just the wind," he said. But Emma wasn't convinced. The storm outside howled as if warning them, and she pulled the blanket tighter around her shoulders. Over the next hour, Luke prepared a small meal for her. Simple food, soup, bread, and cheese, but it smelled heavenly. Emma ate slowly, savoring every bite, feeling warmth spread through her body, not just from the food but from the kindness of the stranger. As they ate, they talked quietly. Luke asked her about her journey, where she had come from, and what had brought her to this lonely town. Emma hesitated at first, ashamed of her story, but the genuine concern in his eyes encouraged her to speak. I lost my home a few months ago," she admitted. "I've been trying to find work, a place to stay, but it's been hard." Her voice cracked, and she looked down at her hands. Luke nodded, understanding more than she could imagine. He knew what it was to struggle, to face hardship and loneliness. "You're safe here," he said simply. "Tonight, that's all that matters." The hours passed. Outside, the storm raged, but inside, the small ranch house felt like a sanctuary. Luke offered her a room to sleep in, insisting she rest and recover from the cold. Emma hesitated, but exhaustion won. She accepted, climbing into the soft bed, feeling almost like she belonged. But as she drifted toward sleep, a thought struck her. Could one night of kindness really change anything? She had been disappointed so many times before. She feared that tomorrow, the warmth and safety would vanish, leaving her back in the cold world outside. Luke seemed to sense her worry. "It's more than one night," he said quietly, standing by the door. "You can stay as long as you need. You're welcome here." Emma's eyes widened. The offer was more than she had dared hope for. She wanted to believe him, wanted to trust that someone could truly care. And in that moment, she did. The next morning, the storm had passed. Sunlight spilled across the snowy fields, turning the world into a sparkling wonderland. Emma stepped outside for the first time since her journey began and felt the crisp, fresh air fill her lungs. Luke stood beside her, a small smile on his face. "You made it," he said. "Safe and sound." Emma looked around, feeling a strange mix of gratitude and disbelief. The world seemed different here, brighter, warmer, full of possibilities. She realized that sometimes, help comes when you least expect it, from people who see more than just your struggles. They see your heart. Days turned into weeks, and Emma slowly became part of life on the ranch. She helped Luke with chores, learned how to care for the animals, and discovered a sense of purpose she had thought lost forever. And as Christmas turned to New Year, she understood something powerful, that sometimes, shelter is just the beginning. Love, kindness, and trust grow in the warmth we share with others. And on that cold, lonely Christmas Eve, Emma had found more than a roof over her head. She had found a place where she belonged and a man whose generosity would change her life forever.
More feelings are coming. Like, subscribe, and don't miss them.